wait between. Hi, this is Jenna Apgar with David Roberts of Roberts High Performance, and we're here with Business Growth Network to wrap up and tie that pretty bow on the Vision Challenge with a fun Mad Lib that you all got in your email this morning, and I hope you guys had fun with it. I saw a couple of you already posting it. I don't think David and I have gotten past Challenge 3.
Yeah, we're still working. Well, you know, I've got bits and pieces, but that's actually one of the things we want to talk about right off the bat is one of the things you always run into with these challenges is people get behind time and life happens, you get a little bump in the road, and whether you've just gotten the first email and you decided to opt in and register, and then you got the first email and you said, I don't have time for that, and then the next day came and you got the second email, the third day came and you got the third email, and so on, and now we're all the way up to, we're already up to, what is this, 12, 11? 12.
Technically 12.
Technically 12, so this is actually 12.
I didn't number it, we called it Mad Lib. It's fun.
Mad Lib.
You didn't have to do it, just for fun.
So don't let that discourage you. I think the thing is, when we talk about next steps and where we're going with this, is you guys have, those that have participated, however you've participated, and wherever you're at on your journey, has been part of kind of a trial or a way for us to kind of understand what it was that would really provide value. And we really appreciate you being our guinea pigs. Is that what we said?
And Randy has given us some excellent feedback. He's found every little tiny mistake that I could possibly miss, so thank you very much for him. And by being the guinea pigs, the first users, you all have given some great feedback. And we really appreciate it.
And we're going to, recognize that value, by the way. So just to give you a little bit of sense of where we're going to go. But we do appreciate that, and we do appreciate your participation. But if you haven't participated up to this point, because we have these videos and you have, unless you've deleted them from your email box, you have the series of emails, you should have access to an ability to have the editable PDFs that you can still complete your challenges, even if, let's say, since Friday is the cutoff, right?
Friday is the cutoff, which is 2 more days.
What's today?
2.5 days.
Yeah. So when Friday being the cutoff, even if you're saying, well, I can't get to it by Friday, I get it. We both get it. So if you can't get to it by Friday, that's okay.
That's more for the contest.
Yeah.
If you wanted to participate in that, you wanted the chance to, get 4 hours to do your alignment, or I think they had the Evernote in there, and also mentioned the membership site, which does not exist yet, but will. But that's for that. So if you don't make it past Friday, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go back through and build your business and still go through the Vision Challenge, so you know where you're going as you hurdle yourself towards 2017.
Right, and the thing is, some of you will be further along. So again, the bottom line with those that are, you still feel like, hey, I'm way behind, and now I feel like I've got this other stressor. Okay, well, number one, don't stress. Okay, this is not intended to be a stressor. No. This is really intended to hopefully relieve stress, because as we said early on, beginning is half done.
Yeah.
So, but beginning isn't done.
Yep.
And beginning to think about, there's a saying that goes, there's 3 frogs on a lily pad. One decides to jump off. How many frogs are on the lily pad? You know the answer to that one, right?
I've never heard that one before.
Okay.
I would say none. They all
No, because the point is, 3 frogs are on a lily pad. One decides to jump off. How many are on the lily pad?
3.
Because deciding is part of the process, but is not actually jumping off. So part of what we want to get to is, once this vision is clear, once you really know what that future that you can imagine looks like, then the question is, let's jump. And that's kind of where the next step is going to be. So we're going to be jumping, off these lily pads for quite some time. And so you don't have to, give up. And I would suggest that there's a lot of things that can derail you. One is just getting behind and feeling like, okay,
it can't be done.
I already missed it, I can't be done. But I mean, the reality of it is, if you've gotten at least to the point where you've understood what that future you can imagine, and that's at least gotten you excited, I can't imagine you giving up that easily. right? So
Yeah.
let's keep moving through it. We're going to still be here.
We'll still be in the Vision Challenge engagement group. So from now till forever, if you decide to go back to your emails, go ahead and post them up in there. The group members are still there. We'll still be in there.
Yeah.
So definitely post it. Ask your questions still. And I think not a lot of people, I think 1 or 2 people asked questions, but there wasn't a lot of people really utilizing that. Like, we're here for you to ask. If you don't understand something, I see people in person email me, and when we go to like the Richardson Plano networking, the people that are participating, they'll ask me questions there, but not in the Vision. I feel like a lot of them are like, they're sensitive about sharing. I think that we knew that from the beginning that would be an issue.
Yeah, it's actually helpful, and I know it's easier said than done, but it is helpful for you to post the question in the video or on the page in context, because guess what? 99 times out of 100, there's at least
Somebody
3 or
else.
4 other people that are going to have that same question because we didn't answer it.
Teresa did that. She asked the question, like, when is the cutoff? And we answered it. Everyone was like,
said,
cool,
yeah,
we've got time.
Well, we said, we didn't answer that question. So anyway, so again, don't give up. No matter where you are on the journey, keep moving forward. This Mad Lib, why don't you talk about that for just a second, because that's one that here I bring it up here if you want.
Oh, I've got it on there. I just have to.
But just kind of talk about, because you've done Mad Libs before and everything, but.
So for those of you who don't know what a Mad Lib is, they were books you bought when I was like in high school or a little kid, not even in high school, like a little kid. And so you would get these books and they would have all these blank spaces and a story, and you could essentially write your own story by just, and it would tell you, fill this in with a noun, fill this in with a verb.
And you just pick your own noun and your
you
own
pick
verb.
it, and all of a sudden you have this crazy story to tell. And it simplified it. Like if you were asking like a very, let's say, math-minded person to write a story, they go like, I don't know. But if you ask them to do a Mad Lib, they'd come up with the craziest story of all, because all they have to do is pick a noun. Like any noun, every noun. So the part of the Mad Lib is just for fun. So you're taking your journey, and how do you, if you're not the greatest writer in the world, I mean, not everyone can be a copywriter, a sales machine, sending that stuff out. This is a way for you to take it all and bottle it up and box it, and you don't have to like be the expert. You just have to fill it in with the words that you've already come up with during the Vision challenges, and it's just for fun. So when you're asking, like, a lot of people have been very scared to share their story to the public. They're fine sharing it to the Vision Challenge group, where it's just this small circle of people, and everyone's been very supportive. I haven't seen any negativity whatsoever. But how do you share that story with your group in the beginning? How do you kind of like prime them to be okay and to understand where it is you're going without, being maybe too vulnerable? Vulnerability seems to be an issue with sharing.
Well, we have that voice in our head, and we can all find sources for the voice in our head, but that voice in our head that says, that's not good enough, somebody's not going to like that, it's not complete,
it's
too mushy, whatever. I mean, there's always these reasons that we self-edit to the point where we just won't put it out there, right? I do the same thing. I mean, I think we all do to some degree or another.
Oh, we do. And, this kind of just makes it short and succinct. The first one, you're just saying, how did you feel at the beginning of the journey?
Yeah.
So part of it just might have been, maybe you were scared about sharing, or maybe you were clueless and just curious. Fill in 3 adjectives, really easy. Pick 3. You don't have to think too hard.
Right.
Now, my biggest problem ever doing these was I am not an English major type person, so every time I did Mad Libs in the beginning, I was having to go to the dictionary. Like,
what's a noun? What's a verb?
What's an adjective? And once you get like, I got that. The second one is, sharing who your audience was. So you described your ideal audience, your ideal client. Now you're just plugging that word in, and you've got the rest of the sentence done for you. And then what was it like sharing the first time when you first venture out? So part of this was people are scared to share. So I wanted everybody else to share their experience. What was the feedback they got the first time they shared? So people that are scared in the future, that they have a little sense of calmness, that it's going to be okay, and nobody is negative.
Right.
In fact, mine was a little bit more of a diatribe, an event that was, David knows what I'm talking.
Yeah.
I posted on, and I was just like, if you don't want to hear it, unfriend me.
Right.
Bye-bye. Like, just go away. But all the feedback I got was really positive.
Yeah.
Your wife's on again. Hi, Cheryl.
Hey, babe.
I won't call you babe. Saying thank you to everyone who's been following you. You're probably far better at that. I never say thank you. It's like pulling teeth for me. But it is important to say thank you to, your spouses and your friends.
Was
that
that a
are
laugh?
She's laughing.
I'm better at that than saying that's a joke. Okay.
Maybe
I was looking for hearts on that one. Keep the hearts coming. That's what I want to say.
But definitely thank your audience. They're joining you in that conversation,
Sure.
And they're participating and they're providing feedback. And you'd be really surprised how many people are reading your stories when you post them on your personal pages. That helps motivate and attract the right people to you, and they're listening and they care about you. So say thank you. And that's kind of like for the people like me who never say thank you. John's watching. Sorry, baby. And it's continuing to go into the emotions, and then share your mantra. Share what you came up from challenge number 11. I know it was a 10-day challenge. We hit 11, but go ahead and share that. Laughing at Jenna and not calling me babe.
Oh, okay. That's better.
I'll call my baby. And that's, it wraps it up. It is super short. Tag it with, hashtag Vision Challenge and Mad Lib. Half the reason to share Mad Lib is everyone loves a good Mad Lib. And have fun with it. It should be super easy and fun. It shouldn't take you any time at all. And it's just a way of wrapping it up and saying thank you for your participation.
Yeah, I would say that, that ought to be fun. Just to do that and to put it out there. And again, it is good to understand your journey. One of the things as we are going down this vision challenge is we do want feedback. We do want to understand what questions still exist, like we were talking about before, but we also want to understand what worked for you and what didn't work for you and what things we can improve, because as we go forward, again, there's going to be benefits, but also you're providing value to us by helping us refine and mold this to where it will appeal more broadly.
So all the feedback.
Even more value, right?
Yeah, we need all the feedback we can get. What did you stumble across? What were the hardships in getting it done? Why did you fall off the wagon?
Right.
Or positive, what made you keep going? I know inside of the Richardson Plano Networkers, the people that participated there, where we see in person, we're able to get that feedback. Yeah. Randy, like I said, he's been happy to email me daily with every little mistake I make. Keeps me on my toes, so thank you, Randy. But definitely give us and even past this, we want to know where you want to go moving forward.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Randy pointed out that in everything that he's created, he has perfect things for Facebook advertisements. So he was like, how do I turn this into a Facebook? And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's a bigger question than you think you're asking. Because I don't want you to waste your money. That's me, the marketing person.
Sure.
I don't want you to spend $5,000 like my attorney did and make no money back. So, so we have some good things that we're coming back in. I think we discussed coming back Monday.
Right.
To here, and we might even post directly to the group instead of our page, since we want the initial offer to only be available to those who participated with us, because it'll be a really sweet offer that won't be made again.
Right.
So we don't want it being passed around.
Right. Yeah, we really do value those that got on board not knowing exactly, not only them not knowing what we were going to do, but us not knowing totally what we were going to do.
We didn't even know how to explain it.
Right.
We're like,
Yeah, so I mean, this has been a journey of learning for us as well, and we've learned some things that worked okay and worked well, and some things that maybe we would do differently next time, right? So I think that has been worthwhile to us, and for your participation in that and willingness to help us along that path, we want to make sure you get some benefit out of that too. So we definitely want you to continue. That's why we want you to continue on the journey, even if you're behind, even if there's still pieces of your vision journal you have to complete, even if you're not quite ready to sit down with somebody like myself or Jenna or both of us and talk about, here's where I'm at. I've got it all done. Now what do I do next? Which really is the key question. Remember the three frogs. I mean, knowing where you want to go and deciding you're going to move forward still isn't moving forward. So how do you then begin to execute and start moving down that or moving up that bridge from the future that we talked about? How do you start moving and how do you accelerate? How do you do that in a 90-day time frame?
And that's your vision alignment.
That's the alignment part that we're going to talk about next.
We have no idea necessarily how to do that for everyone.
Yeah, to do it in a group. This is
custom, sure.
This is kind of stuff that I've done, on a one-on-one basis, but and like Woody has done on a one, with a specific person, but
with big companies.
With a company, but it doesn't necessarily. We're trying to carve out the piece that's going to be it's going to be valuable to everybody. Oh, Cheryl knows Deepa too. Yeah.
Does she? Is that another one from?
Pampered Chef.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Teresa knows her that way too.
Yeah.
So Cheryl, you get your message around with your Pampered Chef.
Yeah. So welcome, Deepa. It's good seeing you again. I've seen her and her son is amazing.
Have you seen her company?
The
cooking, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
She scared me there for a while. I thought she was going to quit for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You scared me, Deepa.
Well, again, that's part of the synergy of the network, is because once we're all talking the same language and we're kind of all in the same vision, challenge, place, we can also build this business growth network, which is the desire that we have. It's not just going along these challenges, but it's bringing everybody now in a very large network that kind of talks the same language, does the same things, that we can not only move very quickly down up our bridge to the future or from the future, but we can also help other people that we can see along beside us help us and us help them.
You.
Right.
Help everyone else and participate and get your name out there as an influencer and a industry. I want to say maven because we're mostly females, but that's not the word. Industry leader. There we go.
Yeah, for sure. So we definitely want to. That's also a product of this network that we are striving to achieve. And obviously, we're starting small. And we're learning as we go, and that's one of the reasons why
you're the guinea pigs.
We're excited that we've got an audience at all, and that we're moving forward, because with the first, the snowball starts building and getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it picks up momentum. And so, I see us doing that. So I think that really, is there anything else that we need to say before Monday? Other than try and at least catch up if you can.
Even if it's little, like the public postings really aren't asking in-depth questions.
Right.
So, you can catch up on the public postings without, spending an hour each day or on each subject. And Rianne, I think that's how you say her name. She caught
up in like a day or whatever.
Yeah, she did like all the way through number 7 in one day and then finished up yesterday. So she came from a long way.
Yeah, and she had some real trauma I think she was dealing with too in that process. So again, the bumps in the road are going to happen. Life's going to happen with this journey, whether it's a vision challenge or as you start going into execution. And the key is the dream.
Roll with it.
The dream, the why is worth it, right? If you know your why, then the real why is going to be worth it. We don't want you to lose sight of that. We want you to know what that picture looks like, and we want to keep moving towards that, even if you have to go slow. Again,
we might have to walk them through a vision board. Have you ever done a vision board?
Oh yeah, that's
I feel like it's like a girly thing again, but
no. It's having a clear picture of the things you want in your life makes it real, right? And having things that illustrate and solidify those things in your life, and being able to go back, just like affirmations, right?
Yeah.
It's like putting the.
It's also, I feel like it's a little bit subliminal. You just have it up there on your wall, and that's what you see every day, and without even necessarily processing it.
Well, we talked about that voice in your head, right? And that voice in your head, unfortunately, for most of us, We've heard a lot more no's, and we've heard a lot more things that say yes, but if you do,
Can't be done. It's
you know,
impossible.
or you come up with things about, okay, remember this is I just had worked with somebody yesterday, and we had a vision and we had a dream, and you lose sight of that because the troubles of today get in your way, and that Goliath stands in the way of the dream of the princess. You know, David and Goliath.
I feel like
you
yeah.
know that story, right? You
I
know,
feel like there's a movie that kind of goes along with this. It
Yeah.
just popped in my head today. It's Alice in Wonderland, the new ones.
Oh yeah.
Like if you watch it, that's the whole thing. It's the first time saying that this is impossible, and she goes through Wonderland, where they teach her nothing's impossible, and then she's out in the real world, and then she hits another roadblock, and she's feeling like things are impossible again. And so
Right.
she goes back to Wonderland, where she relearns that every single thing is possible,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah, I guess that is a good illustration, a good parallel.
So
Good.
her life goal was to take 6 impossibilities and make them true. Like the first one was girls couldn't be captains, so she was a captain.
Well,
Now you have to go watch it.
yeah, now
You
I have
and
to watch
Cheryl.
that. I haven't watched that movie yet, so. But if anything were possible, it doesn't mean that this is something you knew all along. It usually is things that maybe you thought were impossible, and so
Let's make them possible.
let's
now.
make them possible. And to start with, you don't have to run through what we've put out there for you, but just at least start and try and keep on the path and continue to stay involved in the engagement group with where you're at in your journey, and we'll promise that we'll stay engaged with
Yes.
the group as well to keep you moving down that path.
I'll call a few out today.
Yeah.
Get you re-engaged. All right. Well, we want to.
All right.
If you have any, I would get a phone call midway. But have a great and wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you back here on Facebook Live on Monday.
Have fun.
Bye.